Senator Bernie Sanders, anxious that the Democratic nomination is slipping away from him, launched a series of cutting and sarcastic attacks against Hillary Clinton over trade, Wall Street, welfare reform and other issues at Sunday's debate that at times felt like a war over the legacy of Bill Clinton and moderate Democratic policies of the 1990s. Even Mrs. Clinton joined in the repudiation of some of her husband's accomplishments, such as the 1994 crime bill and the 1996 welfare law, which both disproportionately harmed a part of the electorate, African Americans, that the two Democrats are now aggressively courting in Michigan, Ohio and other racially diverse states that hold primaries over the next 9 days. The subtext for much of the debate was Mr. Sanders' urgent need to cut into Mrs. Clinton's support among African Americans, while also courting working-class white voters and union members who have lost jobs, pay raises and benefits in part as a result of free trade deals. Mr. Sanders, who has fallen far behind Mrs. Clinton in their all-important race to accumulate delegates to clinch the party's nomination, has rarely been so aggressive. He portrayed Mrs. Clinton as an unapologetic champion of free trade for much of her career, in hopes of hurting her with Rust Belt Democrats. He tied her aggressively to the North American Free Trade Agreement, Mr. Clinton's signature trade policy, and to the Trans-Pacific Partnership, President Obama's 12-nation trade pact, which she supported as Secretary of State but then denounced as a presidential candidate. Mr. Sanders also attacked Mrs. Clinton's support of the Federal Export-Import Bank, the 82-year-old export credit agency that anti-government populists on both sides have derided as corporate welfare, and feigned amazement when she expressed criticism of some trade deals. Secretary Clinton has discovered religion on this issue, but it's a little bit too late, Mr. Sanders said. I was on a picket line in the early 1990s against NAFTA, because you didn't need a Ph.D. in economics to understand that American workers should not be forced to compete against people in Mexico making 25 cents an hour.